A teenage girl vanishes without a trace. For over a year, no one knows where she went, who had taken her, or even if she'd ever come back. Then, a shocking discovery would send detectives down a truly dark path. This is the case of Celeste Rivas Hernandez. This is Night Owl. Greetings. I'm Ted, your host, and welcome back to Night Owl. Today, we're off to sunny California, the home of Celeste Rivas Hernandez. She was a teenager from Lake Elsinore in California, and her family described her as being a very outgoing young lady who was loved by everyone around her. And then she met an aspiring rapper named David Burke. They actually met in January 2022. She was 11 years old. He was between 16 and 17, thereabouts. And then allegedly, about a year later, the relationship became more physical, if you know what I mean. She was 13. He was around 18. Now, she actually went missing more than once, more than twice. She actually went missing 3 times. The first 2 times, it was confirmed that she was over at David's house and she was returned home. The third time, she went missing and she didn't make it home, and she was actually reported as a missing child. Now, for over a year, her friends, family, investigators, everyone looked for her and didn't really find much. In fact, this case actually didn't really receive that much in the way of attention compared to what would happen in the future. And at the time, no one knew that the investigators was moving towards a truly horrifying discovery. Then, on September 2025, a group of employees that worked at a local impound lot summoned the cops to come check out this one vehicle they had. It was like a black Tesla Model X that they had on the lot. They said they found it abandoned in the Hollywood Hills, and it's got a real funky smell coming from it. So the cops came out and checked it out. They popped the trunk, and they did indeed find human remains. And these remains, thanks to the miracle of DNA, we were able to determine was belonging to Celeste. When they checked out the vehicle further to find out, who it was registered to, it was registered to one David Burke. And I should point out that allegedly, again, he actually never reported his car as being missing or stolen. So, as you can imagine, they got themselves some warrants and headed right over to David's house and any other place that was connected to David. And with the warrants, of course, they seized the electronics, did a complete investigation. They checked out his patterns, and evidence seemed to connect him with Santa Barbara County. And police had stated that they're actually not ruling anyone or anything out. Then, in January 2026, they actually found something of significance. It was actually one of Celeste's own documents, passport. It was found along the highway in Santa Barbara County. Now, this is an area that David is known to travel quite a bit. Then, in April 2026, they officially charged David Bork with the crimes that was committed against Celeste. They performed an autopsy, and they say that she was ended by multiple penetrating injuries, and that someone had done it to her. Now, why are they focused on David? Well, unfortunately, all of the evidence points directly at him. I mean, look at the Tesla, for example. Her body was literally found in that car, and the car was registered to David. And the car was abandoned, not reported stolen or missing at all. Let's face it, even if you're a rich rapper, if an expensive car like a Tesla goes missing, you're going to report it. And of course, the prosecutors say that that vehicle is linked directly to David, which it is. And of course, his defense attorney has said that just because her body was found in his car does not mean he's the one that ended her. And of course, David has pled not guilty. Now, there was other evidence too. Allegedly, David had made a few purchases off Amazon, which included a couple chainsaws and even some body bags. Wow. I guess it is true what they say about being able to buy almost anything off of Amazon. Anyway, the prosecution maintains, allegedly, that those purchases, as well as other purchases he made, all went hand in hand with trying to dispose of Celeste's body. Of course, the defense attorney claims that these purchases doesn't prove a damn thing, and that they should not be taken as a tool to point out guilt. Well, yeah, but it really doesn't help that much now, does it? Incidentally, some investigators thought that maybe David actually had help. So they did look for accomplices, but at the date of filming this, no one else has been charged. Now, what about motive, you may be asking? Well, they came up with one of those too. Remember what I said about the difference in their age? And the fact that they actually had an alleged, grown-up relationship. Well, one of the theories is that she had threatened I'm not exactly sure why, but she had threatened to go public with their relationship. Now, David was planning on having his very first studio release of an album coming up soon. So he did not want any controversy surrounding him because it would hurt his business. So one of the theories is that he ended Celeste's life to stop her from talking. So where does all this leave us? Well, it leaves us with tons and tons of unanswered questions, such as exactly when was Celeste's life ended? Was anyone else involved? Why was the vehicle abandoned? And how long exactly was the remains in that Tesla? And they had taken a lot of electronics from David's house. What exactly is on them? These are all questions that should be answered, hopefully, before long. Don't forget, this trial has pretty much just begun. And regardless of what we may think of David at this moment, don't forget, everyone is innocent until proven guilty. The Celeste Rivas Hernandez case is one that continues to raise difficult questions. While prosecutors believe they know exactly what happened, the legal process is still unfolding, and many details remain unknown to the public. As the case moves through the courts, investigators, attorneys, and ultimately a jury will determine what the evidence proves. What is not in dispute is that a young girl lost her life, leaving behind a grieving family, searching for answers, and a community struggling to understand how such a tragedy could occur. For now, those closest to Celeste continue to wait for justice, hoping that one day the full truth of what happened will finally be known. But what do you think? Do you think David did it? Or do you think it could have been done by some unknown fiend? Please tell me what your opinions are down in the comments. But I do want to thank you for making it all the way to the end. But before you go, if you'd be kind enough to hit like, subscribe, and to share this video, because it really does help my channel out. And if you did like this video, then maybe you'll like one of the ones that's on your screen now. Thanks for coming by, and remember, be you good or be you wicked, everyone deserves justice. Good night.